I'm Chris, that's Tyler, and it is, I don't know the date. I think it's January 5th, and the Browns are without a head coach because they fired the head coach. They always say that better late than never, but I think never late is better. I'm Chris Drew, that's Tyler McCormick. Tyler, not how are you? How surprised are you, if at all, that the Kevin Stefanski days are officially and now behind us?
Not surprised. I thought he was a dead man walking for about 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. I think that excuse my voice, by the way. I'm pushing through this sickness
Yeah,
that my kids gave me. We're thugging it out. So just bear with me. But I do think I'm stunned that Andrew Berry still has his job. If I'm going to be surprised by anything, that's what I'm surprised about.
Yeah, for me, it's really fascinating, and it does make me wonder about the quarterback position. I'm going to ask about that a little bit later. But I always felt like heading up to this year, leading into this year, that Stefanski always got a pass. He always got a pass because of a lot of the short side or the how much a guy like Andrew Berry seemed to fall short. This was the first year I think people were like, yeah, you haven't been dealt a full hand, but you also haven't been any good with the hand you have anyway. And so you do deserve some blame. There has been signs about Kevin Stefanski and his offensive guru ability for quite some time. Like he, at times, would go away from Nick Chubb when Nick Chubb was working. At times, quarterbacks looked like they regressed, looked like they weren't being put in situations that we knew they were good at. Like there's felt like a lot of good things. A lot was being left to be desired with Stefanski, but dog, he got a pass, and like it's not just from you, but like from like Cleveland media and from a lot of the fan base. He got a pass for a lot of the missteps.
He got a pass because of the Deshaun Watson deal. That's what he got a pass for.
Mm-hmm.
2023, he made the playoffs with 4 different quarterbacks, and it was like one of the most impressive coaching jobs we've ever seen. He won games with PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. No, I think PJ Walker ended up starting 2 games for Carolina after that.
Yeah. And so it's just one of those things where eventually you don't get to win 8 games in 2 years and get to keep your job in the NFL anymore.
I agree. I agree. That's where I'm at. I agree.
However, why does Andrew Berry get a pass?
You know what? I'm going to stop you right there. We're gonna listen to some of what Haslam had to say. We're going to react to it, and then we're going to come back because we've got some Haslam clips and some Berry clips leading up to it.
I want to comment on Andrew because I know there's questions out there. Well, why didn't you change both of them, or why didn't you change Andrew and not Kevin? And I would say this: I think Andrew, over the last year, has done a very good job. And I want to go through that because I think it's important to talk about the moves he made to strengthen our team, okay? I think it began with what I would call a very efficient free agency. We added one player, and that player made a substantial difference in our football team, and that was Malik Collins. And Malik is not only a really good player, he's a really good person who is a leader on our defense, a leader in the defensive line room. Andrew negotiated a trade a week or 2 before the draft started, in which we added 3 draft picks, 2 last year, a second.
I'm going to do this a different way because I am a little shell-shocked. I hadn't listened to this beforehand, but you probably want to go through this line by line, right?
No, I can summarize this clip. This is what he said in the clip. He said that Malik Collins was a good signing. Sure, you added a player to the best unit on the team already. Congrats. The Tyson Campbell trade. Okay. You traded Greg Newsome for Tyson Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. He talked about this past draft, being a good draft, getting more capital. I'll say it was his best draft. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a great draft.
I think he had a really, really good draft. And honestly, here we go. You're surprised they didn't fire Andrew Berry. I'm not. What did I tell you? I said, if you were going to fire him, you have to fire him for the fireable offense. This year, he had no fireable offenses. The one that had fireable offenses this year was Stefanski, right?
But here's the problem, Chris. Oh, and just to make you laugh, he also gave him credit for finding Andre Schmidt, the kicker.
Nice. Well, as an Ohio State fan, I respect it.
But here's the thing. The draft was good in the sense you got players, but it didn't address any of the important needs. None. The offensive line, wide receiver.
I think
linebacker missed on the quarterback position again.
I think you missed on what position?
The quarterback position.
Here's the thing. Them not firing Barry tells me that they don't feel like they missed on quarterback.
They drafted Dylan Gabriel, Chris. How is that not missing on a quarterback?
No,
with a third-round pick where that could have picked somebody else.
I'm fully aware, but they ended up getting a quarterback that doesn't feel like a miss anyway, right? Like, was Shedeur Sanders better than some of the other quarterbacks that were drafted ahead of him? Absolutely.
Yes. But then that same general manager that drafted him couldn't commit to him. Today, he basically said, we're going to look at all options.
But is that a bad thing? Like, here we go. Like, if you are bringing in a new coach, do you want to force a coach to work with a quarterback that he had no part of the evaluation process with, or do you want to kind of allow there to be conversation? Because right now, you're the Browns. You need a head coach. It's not like people are going to be jumping at the chance to coach the Cleveland Browns. You have to make the job as attractive as possible. I don't really take issue with him not committing to him for next year. Or here we go. Would you have committed to him for next year?
No, but that tells me that they don't even necessarily believe in their own pick.
Yeah, but I didn't want to derail you too much at all.
The issue that I have with Andrew Berry keeping his job is the offensive roster. Like, they said that they thought they had the pieces. Jimmy Haslam said that they had the pieces to be better than they were in their roster. That's a lie. That's just not true. Nobody can sit there and say that the offensive roster was good enough. You can't say that.
That's fair.
There's nothing. The wide receiver unit stinks. The offensive line was aging and injury prone, and was not addressed whatsoever. They didn't take one offensive lineman in the draft. We took 2 quarterbacks and 2 running backs. What the fuck is this, Madden?
Yeah, no, they were tripping. Do you want to play some of these Barry clips?
Sure.
I will play this one.
I think we saw a lot of progress with Shedeur this year. I think that's both mentally, physically, playing the position. He's still very much a work in progress, like many rookie quarterbacks are. But I think we saw some really good things in terms of his playmaking, his accuracy, his ability to extend with his feet. And I think I'd also give him credit, as well as our offensive staff, for bringing him along in terms of his pocket management, his situational awareness and things of that nature. Now, that all being said, we're going to do our work on the quarterback market. It's too important of a position, and it's something that has to be solidified. I can't sit here and tell you today, whether the solution or the starter in 2026 is internal or external, but it's something that we're going to work through, over the next several weeks. And quite honestly, the new head coach will also have a lot of input into that as well.
You know who's playing quarterback next year for the Browns?
Who?
Deshaun Watson's playing quarterback next year for the Browns. Chris, have you ever seen a general manager or an owner of any sports team not play the highest paid player in the sport?
No, but I feel like this is a super extraordinary situation.
Do you know that Deshaun Watson's going to make more money than Patrick Mahomes next year?
That's disgusting.
Deshaun Watson's going to make $80.7 million next year. Patrick Mahomes is making $78.2.
Jesus.
He's making more money than Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and Tua. Those are the 7 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
Also, how bad are all of majority of those contracts?
It always happens like that, I feel like, though.
It is. See, here's the thing. The issue with this comment, yes, all of those things happen in the draft. Those are luxury positions. Those positions do not impact winning at the highest level. They just don't. This game is always going to be about quarterback, offensive line, defensive line.
Dude, I guess, like, for me, though, like you say that and, like, heard you. I you know, but here's the problem. Here's the general problem. If you were gonna fire him, you have to fire him when he does something bad. It's like if I go to work and I throw a mug at a coworker, and they're like, "All right, we're not gonna fire you, but that can't happen again." And then I don't throw any mugs for the rest of the month. You don't get to fire me at the end of the month. I didn't break anything this month.
But why is he not being held accountable for 8 wins in 2 years, just like Kevin Stefanski is?
Well,
He gave him the roster. This is the roster that we gave him, and we both agreed that it wasn't good enough. True or false?
That is true, but you can't do it when he just had a really good draft and the roster is improving. Like, was this roster better than the year before?
No, it's the same fucking thing.
It's 100% better. I'm sorry. It's 100% a better roster than the year before.
Sorry, the roster was 2 games better than last year.
I mean, you can. I mean, if you want to operate with like a level of nuance, like this roster in its totality was better than the one the year before. Better linebacker, better running back.
Okay, so let me ask you this: how are they going to sign all of their draft picks in this draft?
That is a really valid question. They're going to have to create some cap space.
Guys, they have $8.1 million of cap space. They're paying Deshaun Watson $80 million. They're paying Dalvin Tomlinson $20 million, who's not on the team anymore. They're paying him $20 million next year to not be on the team. They're also paying Juan Thornhill $8 million next year.
Yeah.
So $108 million to 3 players, and 2 of them don't even play for you. David Njoku's gone. Wyatt Teller's gone. Batonio's retiring. Poach's gone. Like, all of these guys, who are they playing? Who are they going to pay? And he did this by kicking the can down the road.
Again, but doesn't this, if he's getting capped, doesn't this tell you that not Andrew Berry, but Jimmy Haslam is shouldering some of the blame? Like, it feels like Haslam feels like he has to give Andrew Berry a shot in the post Deshaun Watson world. So not only is he good next year, he's good for the year after. I think Haslam is not going to feel good about Andrew Berry, about firing him, until the Deshaun Watson thing is behind him and he feels like he can get an accurate view on how to evaluate. Right? Okay. Like you have listed a bunch of reasons as to why you think Andrew Berry should have been fired. And you know, we can argue and go around about it. It doesn't really matter.
Not to mention the worst contract and trade in the history of sports.
But again, like you're saying those things, and he's not being held accountable for that thing. Why?
Because Jimmy Haslam is also one of the worst owners in sports.
Okay, so I'm saying, so if his boss,
but I can't fire the owner. I can't.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the decision to fire Berry is up. That's why I'm shocked that you're shocked that he's being kept around. If the decision to fire the GM is from the owner, and the owner blames himself for a lot of the awful things that Andrew Berry's done, and it's clear that Andrew Berry won the civil war between Stefanski and Andrew Berry, because that's what I told you. I said it's going to be a civil war, and the one thing that's going to happen is if like Stefanski was betting his future on Dylan Gabriel being better than Shedeur Sanders, it gets really easy for Andrew Berry to be like, look, like we have the better quarterback. He doesn't want to play him.
There was no part of me that thinks that Kevin Stefanski shouldn't have gotten fired. No part of me. Like all the decisions, they're all but to me, they're linked. Like that's where my problem is like if you fire one, because what happens when they win 4 games next year and then Jimmy Haslam is tired of Andrew Berry and he fires him again?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're stuck with a head coach that wasn't chosen by the new GM. What then? Now you got to
Yeah, I
now
mean,
you got to hire a general manager who believes in the current coach. But what happens if the best GM candidate doesn't believe in the current coach?
who hired Stefanski?
Andrew Barry.
Did he
They're a
go?
package. They were the
Was that a
same year.
yeah? Was that? I was just curious. I know it was the same year. I was curious if that
20
was kind of like. I was curious if that was like a
2020.
done deal by a search firm, like both of them together.
I don't remember. I know that like they were a package deal. They came together.
Okay, so if they come together, that makes me think that it was a search firm and they brought them in together. But it's like, do you trust Barry to hire your next head coach?
Absolutely not. What has he done to give me a reason to think that he can do that?
Yeah,
That's a good point. Deep Podesta is the real villain in all of this.
yeah.
And I was on the forefront of that train.
But he's off. He's off to the races.
Yeah, he's with the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, with the Rockies.
So I think it's just one of those things where that's really my biggest gripe with all this is they're going to be bad next year too. They're going to have the youngest offense in the NFL. They're going to have a defense that won't be as talented. And so it's like they're going to go through this struggle again. Is Jimmy Haslam going to give Andrew Barry another pass? Because now they had to go together. They had to. Because the main reason why is the Deshaun Watson thing is crippling them so badly that anybody that has the stench of that deal on them should all be gone.
It's like, but it's the owner. Like, you can't fire the owner, and the owner blames himself, not the guys below him.
We were told that Stefanski was not on board with the Deshaun deal, but that's not true. They all agreed upon it. Whilst here's a report by Mary Kay Cabot, for whatever that's worth.
When was this? Is this a new report or old report?
It's an older report. When the Browns flew to Houston in March to try to lure Watson to Cleveland, Stefanski spent about an hour with him one-on-one, going over film clips of Watson's best plays in Houston and how he'd run similar concepts in Cleveland. The film session went a long way towards Watson choosing the Browns over the Falcons, Panthers, and Saints. Watson said, most definitely, on that visit, the opportunity to be able to talk ball and just the connection that we had, it wasn't even about selling me on Cleveland and what's here. It was just mostly all about ball. Me and him had the opportunity to meet and talk about that and see what the future can hold and what we can really do in this system together. So that was why I was really excited about and why I was very high on Cleveland.
It sounds like he was super sold. It sounds like he was more sold than the other two, per that report.
But like, again, to me, it's just like, I said this all along, and you make a great point. How do you get fired when you're talking about your past transgressions when you've made other moves? I get that. I totally understand that. But what GM gets to chance in NFL history to rewrite their wrongs?
I agree.
This is the first time ever.
No, not first. Okay, that's whatever. I'm not gonna go, but I agree with you. But I'm talking about the timing. Like, once you gave him the chance to right his wrongs, you then forfeited the opportunity to fire him, right?
Sure.
If you're going to fire him, you have to fire when he.
You don't have to have that.
But they already gave him the chance.
But he could just, Jimmy Haslam could be, instead of trying to be right, he could just get it right and fire him because he deserved to be fired 2 years ago. Just because you made a mistake in the past doesn't mean you got to keep making the same mistake.
Yeah, but you can't get somebody. It's like this in the U.S. You can't be tried for the exact same case 2 times if you get a verdict. He already got tried for that, right? He already was up. He was up there, judge, jury, executionist, and they found him not guilty. They don't get to go back and say,
brother,
never fucking mind.
Let me tell you what. It's Jimmy Haslam walking it back and firing Andrew Barry after the draft wouldn't even be the most top 5 random firings he's had as the Browns owner.
It would be.
He fired Chudzinski after a 10-win season in the first year.
That is crazy.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, just get it right. Because, again, what happens if he makes another bad draft and these young kids next year suck? You get to keep him again, but now you have a new coach with a GM. It's just like it's setting yourself up for failure again.
Agreed. No, I agree. I don't know if you saw this article from Chris Easterling. He listed out some of the guys, potential candidates for the Browns. I'm just going to read you a candidate.
I'll give you the yay or nay.
You can give me yay or nay, or you can give me a letter grade. Doesn't matter. He started off with the in-house candidates. Tommy Reese.
Absolutely the fuck not. No way, no how.
Jim Schwartz.
Yes.
Some out of some, I guess, outsider hires. Brian Dable.
No, because I want a defensive coach.
Reasoning?
I just want – look at all the head coaches that have done a good job, that have had a good success in the AFC North. Defensive coaches. Marvin Lewis, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh. There's just a level of toughness, a level of grit, a level of, whatever that is that you need to have in the AFC North.
What if Dable retains Jim Schwartz?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jim Schwartz is fine. I think he's getting retained as long as the coach is not. If the coach is a defensive
it's going to be up to him. It's going to be up to him if he wants to be retained or not.
Correct. Also true.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely will get retained if it's an offensive coach.
I do too. Yeah, I do too. Cliff Kingsbury.
No.
Really?
Not a fit.
Mike McCarthy?
No. God, no.
Why?
I understand he's been around the block, but like it's never worked. The man won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, you don't get that. That is not a diss.
Yes, it is. Probably the most talented quarterback in his era, and he won the most talented.
Didn't call Tony Dungy a bad coach.
So good point.
Then call Sean Payton a bad coach.
Sean Payton's about to get himself another one.
I'm just saying, like, winning one is so difficult. That's a college football argument, not an argument here.
I think Mike McCarthy, I just like, it wouldn't be the worst, but I think there's better. I want a defensive guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the Mike McCarthy thing, here's where I would like it. Adult in the room, and you would never be a poor coach team. We actually didn't even talk about this. Dable better not get anywhere near 12 with all that pre-draft bull junk he pulled. That would be nuts. He would ship him out of there so quick.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh. Solid.
Man, I don't think he would even take this job. I think he's so scarred from the Jets that he's like, I'm not going to another loser franchise. It's just not going to do it.
But would you want him?
I think so. Okay. I think I would take him.
A couple other candidates. These are coordinators. Clayton Adams, that is the Dallas Cowboys OC.
I don't really know him, so I don't want to say yes or no. I don't really know him that well.
Yeah, he's a little bit newer. He worked under Drew Petzing, who was a Browns assistant coach for a while. Kind of like a hot riser. I think he's someone that should draw some college attention. Joe Brady?
That would be interesting. I don't know if that would be interesting. I'm not necessarily opposed to it. Like, I've seen what he's done with quarterbacks.
And Joe wants an NFL job, and he wants an NFL job with a franchise quarterback already in place. Those are his requirements.
Yeah, which means he's probably not coming here.
Unless he takes a look at Shador and sees franchise quarterback.
Unless he that's the thing. The coach you hire probably needs to believe in Shedeur Sanders because that's what he has. That's what he's going to have.
Well, the coach you hire is interviewing you after you offer them the job.
For sure.
Because guess what that first question is going to be? What direction are you looking to go with that first pick?
Yeah.
Because that first pick could decide the fate of that coach.
If that first pick is not a left tackle, oh boy. Oh boy.
This one I thought was fascinating. Thomas Brown, that is the New England Patriots pass game coordinator, tight ends coach, and he is being championed right now and raved about by Mike Vrabel and Sean McVay. He's worked for the toughest of tough defensive guy and the Cali cool offensive guy. He's been baked in both kitchens, and they both rave about him. And boy, has New England looked really good this year, especially pass game wise. And he is a tight end expert.
I'm not opposed to a guy that's never technically been a coordinator. Like I'm not. This franchise needs leadership. It needs, like, as much as I thought Kevin Stefanski brought stability to the franchise, which he did, he wasn't like. The truth of the matter was, they was one of the most penalized teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they need an adult. There just needs to be a real leader, a tough guy that's going to hold the guys accountable. And I think if anybody has that, I'll take him. I don't know this guy. I'd have to do some research on him. But, like, those are two good voices to have behind you, for sure.
Yeah, like when those two guys like give you their stamp of approval.
Yep.
That's how you get the next great one, right? Like that's how Sean McVay got here where he's at. And I do like tight ends coaches, just for the record.
Yeah.
Ability to learn the throw game and the run game, and generally, like, and if you work for Vrabel as a tight ends coach, I know you're tough. Because what does Vrabel ask your tight ends to do? Go
Block.
hit a DN, right?
Yeah.
Go hit somebody. So I think that would be good. And also, like, the Browns are going to have good tight end play for the next 5-6 years. Do you like Kubiak or no?
I don't mind him, but it wouldn't be my first pick as an offensive guy. He's an offensive guy, right?
Right. He was with the Browns last year.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't be my first pick. He'd probably be like my fourth or fifth call, probably.
He
but
runs
again,
the
that's
Stefanski. He runs the Stefanski.
He runs the.
offense.
It's more the same offense, so it's
Yeah,
like
no, it's not more the same. It's the exact same.
well, more of the same is the same.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I was thinking about similar.
I mean, you still haven't named my top pick.
Mike LaFleur.
Not my top pick.
Are you in on Mike or no?
Not really.
Davis Webb?
Nope.
Do you know who that is?
No, I actually don't know who that was.
This is crazy because, dog, that was the other part of the quarterback room at Texas Tech.
Oh, yes.
Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, Davis Webb.
Yes, I remember.
One of the early Chris Drew quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's currently, here we go. He's the Denver Broncos pass game coordinator. Been under Sean Payton for a while. Last guy to go RPO to Sean Payton and then get another job. You know who that was? Joe Brady.
Okay.
So but Davis Webb is really young, by the way. I mean, literally, this counterpart.
That would be an interesting idea for an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. That's honestly, I want the Buckeyes to call him and Zach Robinson and Daboll, because I think Davis Webb would be a great recruiter in college. Knows Texas really well, good roots there, and also has worked wonders with Bo Nix, and also understands the whole toughness thing. So,
yeah. Is my guy not on the list?
Who's your guy?
Brian Flores.
Oh no, he's not. Oh yeah, he's right here. This list is so long. It was Matt Burke, Jeff Halfley.
That's your guy.
That's my dog, but I like him for college football. Him and that big ass Jimmy.
No, Brian Flores is my guy.
Brian Flores. Yep.
Because the other prerequisite that I have is I need somebody, and I think Brian Flores is probably going to end up in Vegas, which pisses me off. But
yeah,
I also want somebody that can look at Kevin Stefanski, look at Andrew Berry and be like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you doing? Not only do I need stability within the locker room, I need somebody that's not going to mess with the bullshit that happens in the front office.
Oh, you mean Andrew Berry, not Stefanski?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I need Brian Flores. To me, is the type seems like the guy that's not going to put up with the bullshit from the players or the front office. And that's what we need.
Chris Shula? That's the Rams DC. His name's been floated out there.
I do like him too.
I do
like that.
I think I like Brian Flores more because I like the intensity. Here we go. You know who Flores feels like? Tomlin.
Yep.
Not to be racist, but just attitude wise, it feels a lot like Tomlin.
No, that's what I want. And also, like, if John Harbaugh gets fired, like, please come here, please.
Yeah.
The
college coaches you listed, I'm not going to ask you about them. I think they're so fascinating. Ryan Day, Marcus Freeman, Dan Lanning.
None of them are coming to the Cleveland.
No. And then the other ones, potential candidates who could get fired: John Harbaugh, Mike McDaniel, Mike Tomlin's not getting fired, but yeah.
I don't know, man. What happens if the Steelers get crushed in the playoffs?
No, sir. That's why adults make decisions and not fans.
I know. I get it. I would never. I would never fire Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
If I was the Steelers.
You starred this. I just want to get your thoughts on it.
I could not agree with this more. Jimmy Haslam. We've seen this movie before. When Jimmy Haslam wants a quarterback, he's going to get him. And there's no secret that Jimmy Haslam loves the Manning family. He loves Peyton Manning. No secret. And if it comes down to it, he will trade anything to make sure he gets his hands on Arch.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? That may even mean that Peyton Manning becomes more involved with the Browns franchise.
Which is probably a good thing, because they're going to move hell or high water to make sure anyone with that family name has set up for success.
Correct. But there is a clip that I sent you that I want you to play of Jimmy Haslam.
Of Jimmy Haslam?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it in there.
And well, it's about the dysfunction in the building. Did you see that one?
Yeah, well, they're both Jimmy Haslam clips are both 3 minutes long.
Oh, I may have sent you the wrong one. All right. Well, anyways, basically, Jimmy Haslam took offense to the media saying that there's dysfunction in the Browns building. In what world can you take offense to that?
You can't. You can't when you are the culprit.
Chris, there's nothing but dysfunction in the Browns organization for 26 years.
Yeah.
Here's an example of dysfunction. You went into training camp with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and Dylan Gabriel.
Dysfunction. Yeah.
And you know what? I thought Kevin Stefanski handled it super poorly, which contributed to him getting fired. But also, shame on Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam for handing him those cards to play with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's nobody that he can't say that. I take exception to that comment of dysfunction in our building.
But do you think Jimmy Haslam is someone that, like, because of his business background, actually does well in chaos, and chaos feels normal to him? Like, look, like I said it, like you can feel his net worth when you look at him. And like to achieve levels of money that I will never even dream of comprehending, you've probably been around a lot of dysfunctional situations and dysfunctional businesses and chaotic like backstabbing, that this feels like another day in the park.
Somebody fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Haslam was so bad at his business that he was basically not allowed. Like, he got in so much trouble that his wife had to handle it all. Like,
Yeah,
he was
Dini.
not allowed to do anything because he was so bad at it.
I did see that on
Like,
Twitter, but at the same,
borderline illegal.
hey, at the same time, isn't he a billionaire?
I mean, yeah, but like,
So he was good at some point along the way.
hey, some people are just super lucky.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
His net worth is $8.7 billion.
Didi been his handler for a minute.
She does walk around real militant.
Yeah, man. This is one of those situations. Oh, see, he was a trust fund baby.
Damn, I did not know that.
I knew something didn't add up. I just couldn't remember what it was.
But something stank with the backstory.
Yes, dude. I can't fire the owner. And the funny thing is, there were people on Twitter today saying that Jimmy Haslam is a better owner than Paul Dolan because at least he tries to win.
I think this is going to sound crazy. I think that they should be flipped. I think everybody in Cleveland will be happy if they were flipped sports.
Yes. You want to know why Paul Dolan's a better owner than Jimmy Haslam? While Paul Dolan's rules of engagement for his front office are horrible and unfair, he hires the right people to play in his sandbox, and he leaves the sandbox.
Correct.
And stays out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing that Jimmy Haslam's never been able to do. If all Jimmy Haslam did was cut checks and stay the fuck out of the way, we might be a better franchise. But he can't help himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Just pay it. The NFL has been a copycat league for so long, dude. So long. Just watch how other franchises do it and follow that. I mean, your biggest rival, an hour and a half east of you, just watch how they operate. It's been a great model.
Well, the issue is, the thing that comes into play is like, what happens when you want to be the reason?
Well, when you want to be the guy that gets credit, it usually doesn't work out.
When you want to be the reason, it feels like a fall, you know?
Yeah. And so it's just one nightmare after another. And he's just not. I don't trust Jimmy Haslam to stay out of the way. I don't trust Andrew Berry to make the right picks in the draft. I definitely don't trust him to make the right head coach hire. I just like, it's hard, man. It's hard to be a Browns fan because now they're in another rebuild.
And what do Jimmy Haslam's other teams all have championships?
Yes, Milwaukee Bucks have a championship.
And so does the Crew.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. What are two players you're targeting without fail this draft? Like, is there like, here we go. What are they picking in the draft, and what do you need?
They have the 6th pick, and then we don't know where their Jaguars pick is going to be because they're in the playoffs.
Which, holy shit, I got that one wrong. That's where Chris was wrong in a big way.
We were both wrong as hell on that.
Like, I thought that was good. I said on the preview show that was going to be 2 top 15 picks, and boy, I was wrong as hell.
Yeah. So the 6th pick has to be a left tackle, I think.
It has to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like the offensive line needs completely rebuilt. Completely, like all 5 to the studs. So Spencer Fano, his teammate Kayla Lemieux, the Miami tackle, Francis, I'm forgetting his last name.
I know you're talking about Francis. You got it. Yeah, last is a little harder to pronounce.
So any of those 3 guys would be great.
Okay.
And then I think with the Jaguars pick, you could take a receiver. You could take another tackle. I also have been doing a few drafts. If Caden McDonald falls to 28 or 27 or wherever you are for some godforsaken reason that I have no idea why, I would be interested in taking Caden McDonald as well.
So this New York Times mock draft has Kevin Donald falling at 22.
Yeah, that's not far enough.
But obviously here we go. Slides happen.
Yep, slides happen. I've watched what the Philadelphia Eagles have done with drafting just a plethora of defensive linemen, and the shit works.
Yeah, that the
It
Giants
works.
have done it too. The Giants do it too. It's like really good D line play, and then you can focus on trying to like swing and hit on receivers.
Shit, I just don't. I don't think that Caleb. I don't think Carnell Tate falls to 6. Is the problem? I think Carnell Tate goes to the Giants at 5. Is my personal opinion. Chris, you're the Giants fan.
They're taking someone from Ohio State, either Arvell, Caleb, or
if Carnell is there, I think I'd take Carnell, but I think the tackles are gonna, as soon as it's, the years where remember the years when Garrett and Chris got drafted like back to
yeah,
back?
they stacked. Like receivers are a trigger position.
Well, I think this year the tackles are going to be the same thing.
You think the tackles are going to be trigger position? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think once one goes, they're like, oh shit, we got to get the guy we want. Because I think this class is loaded with good tackles. Loaded.
Yeah. This New York Times draft has Spencer Fano at 6 to the Browns.
Yeah. Shit, I don't love this receiver class, to be quite honest with you. I don't really love it that much. I think you can get some value.
That surprises me.
Yeah, I think there's some good value in that, like in that second and third round. Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper Jr., the two guys from Indiana. There's a couple other ones I think I just don't know that the top end receiver talent, I just don't think is there, to be honest with you.
See, I like the top end guys. So I think that's where we differ a little bit. I think there's a couple of shaky ones there in the middle, but like top end wise, like I really like Jordan Tyson. I really like Mekhi Lemon. I really like Carnell Tate.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. Like I was old enough to remember when JSN slid to the 20s. I think that Mekhi, like I think 2 are going to go early. I think whoever doesn't go early could fall a little bit, and that could be.
I don't like Denzel Boston at all.
You don't. Okay, you texted us in our group chat. I'm not going to say what you called him, but that you weren't a big Denzel Boston guy.
Yeah,
I need to see him run, and I know people are going to hate that. I need to see him. Just need to see him run because I'm confused by him.
Yeah, I just feel like franchise left tackles are hard to come by.
Okay,
and they're almost as important as quarterbacks because they protect your franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the point of having this really nice house if you have no like security? So it's like, go get me the franchise left tackle. A decade-long left tackle eases a lot of pain, and you can just leave it alone for a decade, which would be awesome.
You got to hit though, right? You got to hit.
You got to hit for sure. So take my left tackle at 6, and then the other thing too is maybe Mekhi Lemon falls, and you're at that 21, 22 stage. You can trade up from the 27 or 28 to go get yourself your receiver that you really love if you really like one.
Do you like Chris Brazzell?
He's okay. I think he
Do you like him more than Denzel Boston, I guess?
Yeah, I do. I don't like Denzel Boston at all. I just don't think he can get open. Okay. I don't think he gets open.
That's fair. And I guess it's funny because it's like, how much do you value open when you're like going after these receivers?
I would like to see if you can get separation in college. I think you have a chance to get more. You have a chance to get some separation in the NFL. If you're not getting separation in college, it's going to be really freaking hard to get separation in the NFL.
Okay.
It doesn't get easier.
Here we go. Let me offer you Drake London. No separation in college.
Is Denzel Boston the same athlete that Drake London is?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I would probably lean I would probably lean no, but you know why I'm like kind of iffy? Because Drake London refused to test. No
Sure.
combine, no pro day, which made me think that maybe he had some athletic scores.
Sure.
But Chris Brazzell is 6'5" and fat. He's more athletic than Denzel.
Right.
And
that's
he's
to me
6'5".
like if you're gonna be big and like physical, like I'll take that. Like I'll take the athleticism of a big guy if he can't, because I think Denzel Boston is limited.
Okay.
And if you're gonna be limited, and Chris Brazzell might be a little bit limited too in his route tree in the NFL, but he's also a freak. So like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you believe in the pedigree stuff at receiver though? Like, is Washington like a pedigree school yet for you in terms of receivers that have come through there?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, Roma Dunze is like he's a stud. Like he's really good. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
Roma Dunze is not good, but like I get it though. Like
Rome, Polk, McMillan, and then I don't know how you feel about
but like
Nakua.
we've seen a lot of USC receivers. Drake London. Or Drake
Yeah.
London was,
Well, no, and I guess I was just asking about the Washington thing because here we go. Like Denzel Boston versus Chris Brazzell. We've seen a lot of bad Tennessee receivers come out and get drafted in the end. Hyatt, Tillman, been there, and now hit like. But the last 4 guys who spent time being developed at Washington all ended up being at least pretty decent.
Sure. But that was with Caleb DeBoer.
That correct. That this will be the first non DeBoer Washington receiver.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some more. This is my like just initial thoughts. Like this is
early.
I firmly believe that they have to go left tackle. I just think the line of scrimmage has to get better for the Cleveland Browns. It has to. Like it does. It's so bad offensively that it has to get better.
Will you entertain drafting a quarterback at all?
I mean, I'm of the opinion. This is my opinion. If you have the guy makes everybody better.
He does.
Nothing matters until you have your franchise quarterback. Nothing.
Okay.
It just doesn't matter. And so until that point, now, I think Dante Moore has the best chance to be that in this quarterback class. I'm not a believer in Fernando Mendoza in the NFL. I just don't see it.
I think you're so wrong.
We'll see. We'll see. I think it's more of a person.
We haven't seen Fernando Mendoza types not work.
It's personality for me. I just don't know how he leads an NFL franchise. It's just super goofy, man.
Bro, he's just not rah. Like Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, even early Flacco, all leading that way. I mean, and here we go. He's a true junior, unlike a lot of these old heads.
He's weird, Chris.
Yeah, he's weird.
It's not even like he's not a rah-rah. He's weird, man.
How important is leading in the NFL?
I think it's important. I think these grown men have to look at you and believe that you can take them where they have to go.
I think that they look at you from the standpoint of can you do it on the football field, not you as a person. Because they're also grown men and are pros.
He's not my type of guy. He's just not
your coach. And it's not because here we go. When you say you don't believe in it, it makes you think like the on-field stuff.
No. I think he's talented. I just don't think it's going to work. I'm hesitant to say that it'll work as a franchise quarterback. I think Fernando Mendoza will have a decent career in the NFL. I just don't think it's going to be a winning at the highest level type of career. And that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, that's a broader debate. But, like, don't you think it would be nice to have a quarterback for the Browns that is drama-proof?
Wasn't Dante Moore drama-proof?
I don't know that to be true. I mean, I hope he was drama-proof, but, like...
Oh, you're saying Fernando Mendoza is drama-proof. Okay, I see.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza is drama-proof. With Dante Moore, his recruitment was a circus. His first year, he had his family bashing Chip Kelly at UCLA on social media. There was the Jordan thing that fell through. There's, old dude said, I wrote a check for him, didn't even get a thank you. With Fernando, I know he's drama-proof. And here we go. Just real quick. Dante Moore is my quarterback one. I'm more doing this for the sake of in the Browns world, it feels like when's the last time you had a drama-free quarterback?
Tim Couch.
Baker was drama.
Oh, yeah. Tons of drama.
Tons of drama. Deshaun's been drama. This whole Shador and Dylan Gabriel thing, it's drama.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I hear you. I think that he has the talent, and I think that he's a bigger, better athlete with a better arm than Shador Sanders.
Correct.
He's also younger.
Correct.
I just think he's just like – I think his talent is what's working in the NFL right now.
It's funny, just real quick. If the Browns draft Mendoza, Stefanski will be punching air because personality-wise and skill set-wise,
his guy.
Mendoza is the man.
Oh,
he would hurt something, yo.
He would be doing tricks.
Yeah, he would. So when they fired him, I'm like, oh, Mendoza's not going to be here.
I just don't think the Jets and the Raiders, they need a quarterback. And they had the first and second overall pick.
I don't think the Raiders will go Mendoza. I think the Raiders will go Dante Moore. I think the Jets could go Mendoza, and I think that's a stabilizer.
I heard there's a rumor flying around that Dante Moore, this goes to your drama thing, that Dante Moore and his team, meaning his agent, is going to find out if the Raiders are going to take him or not. Because he doesn't want to go to the Jets. He will rather come back to Oregon than play for the Jets.
And I didn't want to do this right now, but you know what gave Dante Moore all the leverage in the world?
No.
The NCAA okaying you go back to college as long as you didn't sign a contract with a team.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in the NBA. Now we have proof of concept. Remember, there was the rumors that Stewart was going to do it last year for the Bengals.
Yeah.
But now the NCAA has set precedent. Because here we go. It used to be, well, you can't go back to college if you have an agent. Now everybody has an agent. So that guardrail is gone.
Correct.
This is the first year that we are eligible for if you draft me, I'm just going back to Oregon. If you draft me, I'm just going to college.
Yeah, I think this is more of they're going to point blank ask the Raiders, are you going to take me or not?
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, I'm coming out. And if you're not, I'm not coming out.
And if you say you are just to get me here and you lie to me, I'm just not going to sign with whatever team.
Yeah, man. I mean, do you blame him though?
I wouldn't want to play for the bullshit ass Raiders either. So for me, it's do you want to eat off the floor or eat off outside? It's neither, right?
I mean, you could say the same thing about the Browns.
No. The same is true about the Browns, but I'm just saying to have such a strong opinion about I will not play for the Raiders. I mean, I will not play for the Jets, but I'll play for the Raiders. It's okay. Okay. It's you don't want to get dinner with Epstein, but you'll get dinner with Diddy. Give me a break.
Yeah. No doubt.
So, but I don't have anything else unless you want to hit anything else on the way out.
Shout out to Ben.
Oh yeah.
Super chat.
My guy Ben.
Chris, happy birthday. We had a great birthday. Y'all have any New Year's resolutions?
I guess I'll go first. I'll go a little personal. My sister is sober now, and that's my little sister. And I'm gonna follow suit to stand in solidarity with my sister, who I'm really proud of. So that's what I got.
I thought you were gonna say not to piss me off anymore.
No, my New Year's resolution is actually to make you even more angry. Is to get your blood pressure going. Is to make your heartbeat beat faster. For you to say, "All right, I don't fucking care" on the phone at least 10 times by the end of January.
Chris and I have this thing where we argue about, and it really is it's a baseball thing, which I'm very excited for baseball season.
Same.
But we have different philosophies on baseball, and Chris loves to debate. Chris loves debating.
I think it's currency.
That's fine. I just run out of bandwidth to keep going. Like I'll just like say that Chris wins just because I just don't want to keep going.
Because I'll never stop.
Yeah, and it's like I know he'll never stop, and I run out of interest and care.
But I think that is I'm winning. He just doesn't want to concede, so he gives up. Is how I take it.
No, I mean sometimes that may be true, and other times it's not true. And I just don't care anymore.
Sometimes we agree, but we just can't get over like some single word.
Yeah. I think my wife and I are on this like take better care of ourselves. Like not necessarily like lose weight, but like just make sure we take care of ourselves a little bit more. You know, when you have young kids, like you tend to just like that shit goes on the back burner.
Yeah.
And I say that as I'm like trying to like drag my voice through this pod. But yeah,
good, bro. We weren't cracking jokes today, but I hear you on that.
Yeah.
It's hard in the wintertime, bro. I find it hard to take care of myself in the winter. Because it's like I don't get to go outside. I don't get to go see nature. I'm in the house, crammed up. My bones hurt.
I'm not a snow guy. I don't like the snow. I don't fuck with the snow. I can't do it.
Me either, bro. Like I guess since we're 30 of my closest friends, I hate going to Columbus in the wintertime so much. I just hate it. I feel like a winter soldier.
I appreciate all 30, 40 of you guys hanging with me with my voice sounding like I smoked straight Marlboro Reds with no filter.
Yeah.
Chris was roasting the shit out of me this morning. It was worse this morning. Way worse this morning.
Bro, he answered the phone. I thought I was talking to the nigga from Hogwarts. I thought I was about to get admitted in to see Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. On that note,
yeah, Ron Weasley in the cut, bro. He's talking to me on the. I said, what? What the fuck happened to you? I'm a great friend, but I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.